What's going on, guys? It's Dave with Beast Bets. Today is Saturday, April 15th. I have 6 picks for a Prizepicks card for you. It is the playoffs. 1 o'clock tip-off time for the first game, guys. So be sure you get your picks in early. A little promotion going on in Prizepicks. They're giving an option for a 6-pick $1 million flex play, so make sure you opt into that. And as always, make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the notifications or videos that we drop daily. If you look over to my right, here's our card. Vucevic did not get us there. Taurean Prince did not get us there. Very disappointing. But Shlomo hit that 3 very early. Bam Adebayo crushed it out of the water with like 17 rebounds. Shai Gilgeous came up a little short. And we went 3 for 6, guys. So, all things considered, not too bad. So we move on to the next day. It's the playoffs. The play-in is done. It's real playoff time, guys. So let's get right into these picks. Make sure if you haven't signed up for any of these sites, like the presenting sponsor of this show, Thrive Fantasy, go over there and use my code, or just click the link in the description. They're going to match your deposit up to $250. So that's literally $250 turns into $500, $100 turns into $200. Just trying to give you guys some options to spread out your bankroll or start a bankroll if you haven't already. So I have a bunch of links in my description. Go ahead and click those to get your deposit match, and let's get right into these picks, guys. Okay, first up, one of my favorite props that usually comes out, and I love when we can get it below double digits, guys. If you've watched my videos for a while, you know I'm talking about the man, the myth, the playoff Al Horford. 9.5 points is his prop. He's gone over this in his last 3 consistently with 11, 11, and 14. We have beat this prop to death. I think we missed it when they got it raised up a little bit to 11. It's playoff time, guys. It's Boston's year. Go ahead and mark it in your video, in your words, in whatever, in your memory bank. I've been saying this since last year. I was very sad that they didn't go further last year, that they didn't win. I mean, God, I wanted them to win so bad. Let's go. Let's get it this year. Nothing's stopping them. Let's go, baby. Al Horford, over 9.5 points. We have projected for 12, all right? And 5 rebounds, guys. 6 rebounds, actually, closer to 6. So his points, rebounds, and assists is like 18.5. That's also a great prop. And you can take that gladly. It's like 55% win rate. So moving right along. Next up, sticking with that game, sticking with our boys, and we're going to the PRA category. This one, I like the PRA. On it, we haven't projected for about 2 points higher than this, and it's, of course, the man that I'm talking about is Jason Tatum. 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists is prop. Now, he's come short of this in his last couple games against Philly and Toronto, but this is playoff time. This is Jason Tatum's year. We looked in the beginning of the year, he had the shoulder issues, that was like playoff time last year, postseason last year, he had those shoulder issues. It didn't really carry over into this year. I don't believe Jason Tatum's he's missed maybe a couple games on the season. He's healthy, and we haven't projected for 2 more points, rebounds, and assists than that. His fantasy prop is 55.5. It's a little bit high, just because I don't think he's going to get enough peripherals of steals and blocks to make it worth it to try to hit that fantasy score. And we haven't projected for 46. So we haven't projected for over on points, rebounds, and assists. But he comes short on the fantasy score for us by quite a bit. So that's how it's coming out for us. And we're going to stick away from the fantasy score of 50. We're going to go ahead and stick with the PRA on Jason Tatum. Take the over. All right, guys. Next up, this one, so low. Sticking with PRA. We're, of course, talking about Clint Capela. 21.5 is an insult to this man. He's averaged 22.6 over his last 5. We've seen games where he's had 20 rebounds alone, guys, this season. Let's not forget about this. It's playoff time. Are you guys ready? I know that a lot of people, even if they play Prizepicks, they don't have they're not lucky enough to, or they don't want to waste the money or stress themselves out with the NBA League Pass or anything like I do. But these games are what we wait for all year, guys. It's playoffs. Let's go. Clint Capela over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists. We haven't projected for 27. Let's go. Stars and stars. That's what we're doing today, guys. And we're going to assists. It's the playoffs. Prime time. 10 assists. Usually I steer clear of this. We haven't projected for exactly 10, but we believe James Harden is ready to go. We haven't projected for 10 assists, right on the number, so it's a push, but we are taking the playoff, the narrative of him going back to Brooklyn. I mean, there's just so much here. God, we love to see it. Let's go, James Harden. Get those 11 assists for us, guys. All right. Just hope he didn't go to the strip club last night. All right. Moving right along. Fantasy score. We are going to get some fantasy score for you guys. And we're going to Cameron Johnson. 26.5 is his fantasy score prop. He's averaged 29.7 over his last 5 games. Averaged 29.7. Now, obviously, he can go under this. We think that Brooklyn may be one of the few teams standing in the way in the east of Boston when it comes down to it, guys. So let's go ahead and take the over on Cameron Johnson fantasy score. We haven't projected for 30. So taking the over on that. And finally, this one I'm a little weary of, but I'm not. Okay, so Nick Claxton fantasy score. He's averaged 38.9 over his last 5 games. So these averages can get skewed, you know what I mean, when they have a blow-up game. But we do know Nick Claxton has really found his spot in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, I've been talking about it since the trade deadline. Like, when everybody thought they lost everything, what are they doing? What's going on here? I mean, obviously, KD wanted to go. Kyrie wanted to go. But they did not look like they were on the winning end of that battle. Well, guess who's in the playoffs, guys? Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the playoffs. And Mikal Bridges, like, how much has he been tampered down when he was in Phoenix is all I want to say. Is like, good God, what is the potential of this? And then you know what's even crazier about Brooklyn? Then I'll get off my soapbox. Is like Cam Thomas. That's the depth of their bench, guys. Like, you look at teams with starters, they're stars, and then it falls off a cliff on a lot of them. All right, Brooklyn, like, this dude goes out and scores 50 real points every time he gets on the damn floor. So we love Brooklyn, man. They are doing some fantastic things, and we like to see them go far. Sorry, Kevin, and all my boys in Philly, but I'd like to see Brooklyn knock Philly out. So anyways, we want to do that with Harden getting 10 assists. All right, let's go. And let's go Brooklyn tonight. Woo! Don't boo me. I love Philly, but come on, man. As long as they keep Ben Simmons on the bench the rest of the year, guys. So here's your 6 picks. Alex Horford over 9.5 points. Jason Tatum over 43.5 points, rebounds, assists. Clint Capela over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. James Harden over 10 assists. Cameron Johnson over 26.5 fantasy score. And Nick Claxton over 34.5 fantasy score, guys. Make sure you smash that like. Hit the subscribe. If you haven't already, go over to OddsJam and check out everything we got going on there. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day.